Want to support this channel? Subscribe. I'm on Twitter too.
Love the efficiency and save the planet ethos of the Toyota Prius, but just can't get past the avant-garde design? Well, here you go, the Corolla hybrid. Nothing more normal looking than this, and a hybrid model makes total sense. Prius and Corolla share the same TNGA architecture, and it already existed in other markets. This won't shout to friends and neighbors that you're reducing emissions and trips to the gas station, but it will speak volumes about your taste and styling.
Years ago, there was chatter that Toyota was thinking about turning Prius into its own standalone brand. Obviously, that didn't happen, maybe because of low fuel prices, or that hybrids are no longer considered to be the end-all be-all when it comes to green transportation technology. These days, that would be pure EVs. But Toyota certainly has doubled down on hybrids. There's Prius, of course, Corolla, Camry, Avalon, Highlander, RAV4, and a whole bunch of Lexus. The technology certainly improves fuel economy.
That's a good reason for Toyota to double down on gas-electric powertrains. The upcoming Venza crossover and Sienna minivan will only come as hybrids. A couple things about Corolla Hybrid: it's strictly a sedan. Buy a Prius for hatchback utility. Curiously, while automakers make their money pushing fancy trim models, this is only offered in base LE trim. It's Spartan transportation. The only available option is a $500 package that bundles blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert. A fully loaded car retails for $24,800 with shipping. That means a hybrid price premium of $3,000. FYI, Honda's Insight starts at around $900 less and can be ordered with creature comforts like heated leather seats and a sunroof. Plucked from the Prius engine bay is a 1.8-liter four-cylinder gas engine running the Atkinson cycle. There are two motor generators. Total system power, 121 horsepower. It's a fuel sipper, not a Supra. The continuously variable transmission ditches the Prius joystick for a lever that's as normal as, well, the Corolla's design. The B setting is for extra regeneration drag. I've never coaxed more than a block or two of low-speed travel out of the EV mode. Sport mode sharpens the throttle response. It's also supposed to increase power over eco mode. It doesn't seem to make a huge difference. Toyota says the nickel metal hydride battery uses Hyper Prime nickel tech to increase energy density. The pack tucks under the back seat, meaning a lower center of gravity and a spacious trunk. All-wheel drive Prius models use this kind of battery. Front drive Prii use a lithium-ion pack.
No one should expect this powertrain to move a 3,000-pound car like a rocket ship. This is about fuel economy. The electric motors, though, give good torque off the line. This feels faster in city driving than it is.
We're talking just under 10 seconds to mosey on up to 60 miles an hour. That's kind of expected.
It moves out fine. Put your foot into it hard, and you'll definitely hear the engine. Remember, 121 horsepower.
This car is not about record quarter-mile times. Corolla Hybrid is a tool for lofty fuel efficiency. And think about how clean the sky has looked recently. Reduced emissions are a bright spot in these odd times.
All right, so the EPA rates this at an average of 52 miles per gallon, but what's it like in the real world? Pretty good, actually. I'm easily seeing 50 mpg. I'm not trying hard. I tend to have a bit of a heavy foot.
So you know, the EPA average of this, the standard Prius, and Honda Insight are all 52 mpg. The fuel economy champ is Hyundai Ioniq at 55 miles per gallon. An independent multi-link rear suspension helps to button down the driving dynamics. It's not a GTI in corners, but if you haven't driven Corolla lately, the handling should leave you at least mildly surprised. Toyota has been improving that for years.
The suspension is smooth, comfortable, and compliant, and handles well for its intended mission. Enthusiasts, this is not your ride, and you know that.
Coasting and braking charge up the battery like any other hybrid.
The transition from the regenerative braking to the actual physical brakes is especially good in this vehicle. If you didn't know this was a hybrid because of the whirring from the powertrain, you'd never know it from the brakes.
Corolla's instrument panel is lower than the outgoing model. It no longer feels like sitting in a bathtub, and that improves visibility. It's not as aerodynamic as Prius. Other than some wind noise at freeway speeds, this is a moderately quiet car.
The transmission dynamic is just fine. Toyota does a good job with their hybrid system in CVTs. You know, you're going to get some of that rubber bandy dynamic, but you know that going in.
All Corollas come equipped with active electronic safety tech, dubbed Toyota Safety Sense 2.0. There's automatic emergency braking with pedestrian and cyclist detection, adaptive cruise control, automatic high beams, and lane keep assist that allows more movement within the lane than I would like. It's all standard. Inside, it's pure Corolla, and these days that's not a bad thing. Materials and trim look decent in class, certainly better than Prius. At least elbows get some padding. I'll gripe again that the hybrid is only available in the low-level LE trim. That's a lot of button blanks to stare at, and there's no chance of getting a heated or leather wheel. Chairs are covered in grippy, durable, and appealing fabric that breathes well. These are manual seats, and Frostbite Falls residents will miss heated cushions. Not available. There are the usual places to put your Purell and face masks in case you decide to venture out for provisions. It's only natural that hybrid owners would be responsible. The stereo is a 6-speaker system that's good for NPR and podcasts. Music is not its strength. The touchscreen user interface, with physical buttons flanking it, is laid out in a simple manner with basic graphics. Touch response and reaction is on the average side. There's Apple CarPlay and Alexa integration, no Android Auto, at least yet. Honda Insight and Hyundai Ioniq have it, if you're wondering. Don't expect bird's eye view cameras at this price.
I was thinking, considering the impact COVID-19 has had on society, what happens when climate change really takes hold? Evil twin has become introspective twin. Maybe, but really, I'm into comfort. And at 5'9", this space is okay. I have enough head, knee, foot, and leg room. And if you have car seats that you take in and out, these doorways, big enough so that shouldn't be a problem. Plus, the cushions are high enough so that thigh support is pretty good. Door pockets, kind of small. You can't put coffee in here, only a water bottle. No power port. You're gonna have to mooch off the center console. And why, oh why, only one pocket? Toyota, can't you put a second one here? LE is kind of a low trim level, so obviously no heated seats back here. The spine isn't too intrusive. Overall, I would say Corolla is good for 2 adults, 3's a crowd. If you need more space, there's always Camry Hybrid, you know, if you're trying to keep a light carbon footprint and stay in the Toyota family. Missed the TP trunk test? Yeah, me too. That and haircuts. I won't be doing that test for a while though, because, you know, if I'm sick or dead, you won't be getting any car reviews.
Without the yawning liftgate that Prius and Corolla hatchback have, the utility of the sedan isn't as good, but it's harder for thieves to peek in. Dropping the seatbacks is done inside the cabin, no releases in the trunk. It certainly makes the space larger and more useful. A small pass-through would have been even better. Since the battery is under the back seat, this space is the same size as the standard Corolla, and there's a spare tire under that foam liner.
Oddly enough, I haven't reviewed this generation Corolla sedan with the standard gas powertrain, only the hatchback, but I did do the TP trunk test on generation 11. This trunk is 13.1 cubic feet. The outgoing generation here is just 13, so they're pretty much the same, and that's 6 packs. Not too shabby for a car this size. Ah, the good old days when we roamed freely and TP was plentiful.
When you stop and think about it, the clean, uncluttered lines and a grille that doesn't resemble an alien arguably make Corolla one of the best-looking designs that Toyota's turned out recently. There aren't any superfluous lines or creases happening here. FYI, some non-hybrid Corolla models get this face, others something different. In case this doesn't tip people off to the powertrain, blue badging is always a sign. Speaking of colors, time for red light, green light. Green light. Who doesn't love efficiency? If only all cars got over 50 miles to the gallon. The standard active electronic safety systems are a win at this price point, and Corolla's design is far more mainstream and palatable than Prius, borderline elegant. Yellow light? Well, if you're looking at its efficiency only to save money, the hybrid takes 7 to 8 years to make up the $3,000 price difference. Good on you for the environmental commitment, though. Android phone users are treated like second-class citizens. They'll need to use Bluetooth, and Corolla Hybrid is not terribly fast, but you'll know that going in. Red light, no way to upgrade to a better option model. It's the low-level LE or nothing. And along those lines, if you enjoy tunes as much as I do, not sure how the audio system can be upgraded affordably. 10 years ago, Corolla Hybrid would have slayed in the marketplace. These days, not as much. Pure EVs have taken much of the environmental image away from hybrids, and there's the sedan form factor. Americans want SUVs and crossovers. For less than 25 grand, Corolla Hybrid offers up a legendary hybrid powertrain, all-around goodness, and a touch of design class. Here's hoping the latter rubs off on the next generation Prius. Not only has Corolla Hybrid been available in other parts of the world, CHR has been too. I saw a bunch of those with hybrid badges the last time I was in Slovenia. A beautiful place. Once travel happens again, I highly suggest it. A taste of Seattle for you. There's an artist that paints all sorts of murals named, well, there you go. I've met him, and his name is not Henry, but he's famous, and these works are beloved. You'll see his work all around the Emerald City and in galleries. Come and visit and see for yourself. But as we like to say, please don't move here. The traffic is awful. It's been better lately. Finally, historically, Toyota hasn't been into battery electric vehicles. There was a RAV4 EV years ago in partnership with Tesla. The company is big into hydrogen, and there's a second-generation Mirai coming. Apparently, it's rethinking its battery-powered cars, including research into solid-state technology, because markets like China, India, and Europe are demanding lower emissions. It's studying an automotive prismatic battery business with Panasonic. And hey, RAV4 Prime plug-in hybrid is coming soon. It has 40 or so miles of all-electric range. The sleeping giant awakens, maybe.
This is the end. You're still here, so I'm assuming that you're at least mildly entertained and or informed. So click subscribe and then notifications so you don't miss these videos. And I'm on Twitter too, so sign up with me there. I'm sure that you're impacted by the shelter-in-place order. I am too. Not a lot of fun, but we do need to be safe. About the only silver lining has been I've been able to find new places to shoot static shots of cars. Generally, I try to keep other cars, signage, and notifications that I'm going to be towed away out of the shot because I do like to make these videos look good. That's the only saving grace of this whole thing. Plus, not a lot of airplanes above, so I can talk and talk and talk, and I don't have to worry about planes ruining the audio. Gotta look for the positive where you can find it. That's Driven. I'm Tom Volk.